No one ever really likes to talk about the toilet on a sailboat. So today we're gonna talk about the toilet on our sailboat. Because we've had this boat for like 6 months now, and we've already had heaps of problems with our pumping toilet here. And as we're basically preparing the boat to sail full time and live on the boat, we need to do something about this. So you and I, we are gonna rip out this old guy and put in something hopefully a little bit better. All right, but before we pull it out, let's just get an overview of what we're working with right now and perhaps why it's causing us issues. So we have a pretty standard manual hand pumping Jabsco toilet here. So when we want to flush, it pulls in water from outside, from the sea, and it flushes it into the holding tank that we got under the berth in here. I mean, when it works, it works. Although, I mean, it's a little bit annoying just having to pump and pump and pump and pump. And you need to actually do quite a lot of pumps if you want to get rid of everything and make sure there's like not a lot of bad smell. And even then, still a bit of bad smell. I mean, I don't know when this toilet was installed or the hoses, but you can imagine like years and years of kind of a little bit of nasty stuff just gathering up in the hoses and everything. Yeah, it's not nice. Now when we flush, we don't put anything else in the toilet. Even the toilet paper, we put it in a bag. And still, we've had quite a few problems with just blockages, I guess. And also like the pump handle here, it's getting stuck. You can see, I mean, even now it's actually a little bit hard. So like the toilet is probably one of the items on the boat that we use the most. So we wanted to just work, be pretty comfortable, as least comfortable as possible, not have issues all the time. So that is why we're changing this manual toilet to an electric toilet. And that whole electric toilet is right here next to me. And essentially how that works, there is this water pump here that we will mount kind of next to the sea cock. So that's where the water comes from the outside and into the boat. And so when we push to flush, the pump comes on and pulls water into the boat instead of us having to hand pump it in. And then after that, when we flush and all the stuff goes, well, somewhere, it goes through this. It's called like a macerator. So that will kind of chew up all the stuff and make it into a soup and then send it to our holding tank. And so instead of pumping and pumping, all we have to do is push either one of these buttons and then everything happens. And like another little bonus from using one of these toilets, at least that's what I hear, is that it uses less water compared to hand pumping. So that means our holding tank, well, takes longer to fill up, which can be a pretty good thing. But I think I am starting to ramble on a little bit because I'm just putting it off the inevitable, pulling out the old toilet. So let me mentally prepare and get some gloves and other things, and let's pull it out. Okay, we're in a pretty tiny space here, so filming all of this might be a little bit difficult, but I'll do my best. But first thing I want to do before taking out the toilet is getting rid of as much water in here as we can. So we'll pump out the water here. That is as much as this guy can get. You can see there's still some water left in there. So we'll bring out the hand pump and the bucket. So yeah, I'll just try and pump out even more water into the bucket here. Next, gonna close the sea cock so we don't get water everywhere. So that sea cock, well, brings in the water from the outside, and as you can probably see on the hose, it has like a pretty good kink in it. And I mean, that's not great, and we have tried as much as we could to fix it. But it's just like the angle and everything, it's just not possible. So we'll also fix that, well, this time around. Okay, next we're gonna disconnect the big hose here. That is the one that takes our waste to the holding tank. So I'm sure it'll start getting messy right now. Also, at least if you are European, you will probably know there's like a pretty good heat wave going on right now. So I picked the perfect day to mess with this stuff. Oh, Jesus Christ. At least it only sprayed me with stuff a little bit. Okay, so this is an area where I thought I would not have an issue getting the old toilet out. Basically, there are 4 bolts kind of holding the toilet down. And I got out one of them easily, no problem. But the last 3 are just stuck. Like they're just not coming out. So what I might have to do is take out the entire like floor panel or whatever that it sits in. Take that out, see what I can do from there. All right, that took a little bit of violence as some of the screws were, I mean, they're probably original 50 years old, so they're just gone, the screw heads completely corroded. Oh, I got it. Okay, so I'm guessing this is why these screws would not come out, or bolts. Look at that shit. Just about to take the toilet out now, get it out of the boat. But yeah, have a look at this, how gunked up that pipe thing is. Sure, that is one of the reasons why we have some trouble with a blocked toilet once in a while. Nasty. Oh my god. Okay, I think I found another reason why we may have been suffering from blockages. And if you don't want to see this, skip ahead a little bit right now. So here on this guy goes just straight into the holding tank, and yeah, completely blocked by stuff. I'll deal with that in a little bit now. I'll try and pull out the old hose here. It's not that smelly though. I was expecting to just get overwhelmed by the smell, but so far there's actually not really anything to smell. So I got the hose out, and let me just quickly show you why I guess you probably want to replace this hose once in a while. Right, you can probably see that. I mean, basically the hose is just almost blocked. From my understanding, this is kind of what happens when urine meets seawater and just kind of gets to sit for a bit. It creates this stuff. So yeah, I think it was the right call to replace this hose as well. Okay, I'm basically dry fitting everything right now. So have a look here. Beautiful toilet, so I think everything will work pretty well. But I've just run into like the weirdest issue. So this is the macerator which sits on the back of the toilet and will basically chops up all the funny stuff and throws it into our holding tank. Now this fitting here is a 25mm fitting, but the big hose we saw before, that's 38mm. So obviously that's not gonna fit on here. That is also why that they supply this I guess adapter, because here our big hose can fit on it. But the other end is also 25mm. Like these two don't fit together. Such a weird design choice. So I think basically like how I would solve this is to get some 25mm hose to attach the adapter. But then if I have 25mm hose, then why would I need the adapter? Yeah, pretty weird and annoying. But yeah, I'll deal with that whole situation at some point. But instead, I've now started on the inlet side of things. As you can see, this is the old inlet hose, and here's the new one I've attached, and now it runs freely with no kink, and then it runs over here to this thing here, pump guard, I guess, which basically is supposed to scoop up any debris or like seaweed or whatever that might get scooped up from the outside. And then from here it will run to the water pump, which I will try and mount now, and I shall try and mount it in here. This seems like the best location to be as close as possible to the seacock and still be, well, sort of hidden away a little bit, and still pretty accessible when we need to do maintenance on it. It is a few days later because got a little delayed because it got crazy windy. I mean, yesterday there's no chance of working, and I mean, just check out this guy around the corner here who, I mean, lost his mast in this wind, and we still got quite a bit of wind. But check out the progress we've made so far. The new toilet, well, is in, sort of, at least. It's mounted on the plate, and it's got, well, a brand new water inlet hose connected. Pretty cool. And then let's go back in the closet and look at this. We got the water pump actually mounted. It's been quite a bit of juggling trying to run these hoses so that they don't have like kinks and bends. It is a very small space in here. I mean, basically the length of my hand. I feel like this has turned out okay. Mounted the pump up here, at least for now. And once we get everything connected, we'll try and run it and see, I guess, how loud it is. But hopefully this is the spot. Now this right here, it was really hard to figure out where should this be mounted. And didn't really say in any of the instructions. The best thing I would come up with was just to mount it directly in the pump. Maybe that's correct, maybe it's not. Let me know if this is completely bad, or maybe we'll figure it out when we test it later. So yeah, now I think we're gonna attach the macerator pump to the toilet and run the waste hose to the holding tank. Okay, so for the waste hose, I probably talked about that our holding tank uses this thick one, but the, well, fitting on the actual toilet is, so I mean the solution was I had to go and have a little run of this, well, the narrower one, but that's fine. Then I'll run the narrower one kind of up in through here, and then the rest of the way to the holding tank will be the thick guy. This stuff is actually kind of expensive. Okay, all of the hoses are now connected. A little messy, but this is just how this setup is. I don't want to drill new holes or anything. We're just keeping things as they were to keep it as simple as possible. And finally, now it is time for the part that makes the electric toilet, the electrical part of it. We have this box that comes with the toilet, which is basically, I guess, the brains of everything. The water pump will connect to here, the macerator will connect to here, and the panel, the flushing panel, will connect to here. And then of course we need to run power to this box from the batteries. But yeah, let's just do it. We're gonna mount this down here in the back with the water pump. So yeah, let's just get started. All right, we are wiring. So here is our box. Starting to connect all the cables. I won't heat shrink them yet, but I'm gonna just test it first. Basically all of this will be neatly, hopefully, placed in the back. So the one thing I'm missing now, our flushing panel here. More specifically, where exactly I'm gonna place this, because it's a pretty small bathroom, and I mean, there aren't a lot of obvious places to place it. This wall here over here would be pretty ideal. Somewhere like around here, right here, would be within arm's reach, but I mean, then I would have a wire coming out on the other side, so no thank you. What I have decided is that it's gonna be mounted right here. That is basically the only place where I can easily get a wire to it, and the wires will be hidden, and you can still sit on the toilet and reach it. Drill, baby, drill. Oh, and can we just talk about doing boat projects on a small sailboat? I mean, this is just what it looks like instantly. You can barely walk outside, and there we have all the pillows, and yeah, it's a mess. It's a bit of a mess. Okay, this might be the moment of truth. Everything should be wired up now. Let's test if the toilet works, and of course if there are any leaks. So first I'm just gonna open, if I can get in here, the seacock, so now water can get in. I have my panel right here, and to prime the toilet for the first time we need to do several of these eco flush, and that should fill the toilet, and well, hopefully everything works. Let's try it. I'm expecting things to get pretty loud. Well, the pump worked. Touch start. There goes the macerator. Pump is running again. Okay. I saw water there. Just consulting the manual here, how many times I need to actually do this. So 2 or 3 times, okay.
Check for leaks here. No leaks so far. Well, there you go. Okay, let's do one more. God damn, it is loud. But I mean, it works. We have a operational electric toilet. How cool is that? I actually expected that it would be the water pump that would be the most loud, but it's the macerator when it just does the whole chopping. Man, that's loud. But I mean, that's the cost, I guess, of this easy operation. But awesome. Now I'm just gonna install the rest of it, the toilet seat, make everything look neat and tidy everything up. The toilet seat is on, looking very nice. One last thing left to do is to put the cover on. Then I think we got it. This is where the flushing panel mounts. It's, I guess, a little bit awkward position, but I mean, I can sit here and essentially reach it here with my left hand. If I stand and want to flush, I just gotta do a little squat. But all in all, pretty good. There we go. Looking pretty good. I only have one gripe here. You can see here the wires coming out of the macerator motor right here. I just don't like kind of this black and red wire to be exposed. I should perhaps have drilled a hole and run it underneath. Well, it's not too late to change that. It's been some very, very long days doing this. I mean, but 100% worth it. I think this is going to be one of the biggest comfort upgrades on the boat. And I mean, we're going to use this guy a lot. I mean, I have zero plumbing experience. I now have a little bit of boat electronics experience because I previously installed our batteries, but before that, also none. And I mean, I was able to do this. Might have taken me a couple of very long days, but I managed to do it. So if you are feeling inspired to installing an electric toilet, I think you can do it. All right. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. See you in the next one.